Snooker's green baize is where glory and tragedy meet. Have you ever wondered which snooker moments had fans and players on the edge of their seats, their emotions hanging in the balance? What were the most heart-wrenching moments for snooker fans? Join us as we explore the most emotional moments in snooker history. As the cues whisper stories of success, defeat, and human resilience, are you ready to revisit these iconic sports moments? Moment number 1. David Gilbert's heart was heavy with defeat as he stood by alone in the arena after the tough struggle they had just fought in the semi-final of the World Snooker Championship. Gilbert was left in a state of severe sadness after the imposing Higgins dashed their ambitions of making it to the final. An understanding BBC broadcaster reached him just as he was sinking back into his chair, the expression on his face reflecting the complexity of his feelings. The presenter, realizing the gravity of the situation, reached out and softly placed a reassuring hand on Gilbert's shoulder while maintaining a compassionate presence. At that very moment, Gilbert's normally stoic demeanor began to break down, and he was overcome with a wave of emotions. His eyes began to brim with tears, exposing the tenderness that resided beneath the tough veneer he presented to the world. Gilbert poured out his heart and shared the enormous disappointment and aggravation he was feeling, and the host, sensing the need for solace, listened intently as Gilbert spoke his mind. Gilbert was given a comforting embrace and reassuring words from the presenter, who shared their comprehension and empathy with him, telling him that his heroic attempt had not been overlooked. David Gilbert found refuge in the reassuring presence of the BBC presenter during that painful moment, knowing that even in defeat, his journey had left an everlasting impression on the snooker world and the hearts of numerous followers. Moment number 2. After winning a stunning 7th World Championship, Ronnie O'Sullivan gave an interview that was both profound and emotionally powerful. This talk left both the audience and his fellow players in awe. The legendary snooker player, who was notorious for his erratic behavior, bared his soul while reflecting on his rise to the top of the sport he helped popularize. The forthright statements made by O'Sullivan struck a chord with his contemporaries, including Judd Trump, who had previously harbored apprehensions regarding the mysterious nature of his adversary. Trump gained a newfound respect for the snooker great after seeing the breadth of O'Sullivan's feelings and the genuine sensitivity that he displayed during the match. Trump, who is himself a powerful player, acknowledged O'Sullivan's exceptional talent as well as the unrelenting effort that was required to reach such distinction. Their interaction during the interview marked a turning point in their relationship, elevating it above the level of simple competition and paving the path for the development of mutual admiration. Those who were present during O'Sullivan's raw display of passion were moved deeply by his victory at the 7th World Championship, which not only cemented his place as one of the best players in the history of the sport, but also touched the heart of those who saw it. His interview provided a potent reminder of the human side that lies behind the cues, and as a result, it evoked respect and affection from spectators as well as from other players. Moment number 3. After his unbelievable victory at the Shanghai Masters, the world-famous snooker player Ding Junhui was struck by an overwhelming surge of feelings, and tears of passion flowed down his face as he celebrated his achievement. The weight of this great achievement overwhelmed him, and the persistent focus and unflinching drive he had shown throughout the competition had finally paid off. Ding Junhui had shown his difficult opponent that he possessed unrivaled talent and resiliency by winning a battle of nerves and skill against the formidable opponent. Each and every shot had been taken with pinpoint accuracy, and each and every decision had been made with absolute self-assurance. His drive was fueled by the thunderous screams of the crowd, which propelled him ahead with an unrelenting goal to win the crown. Ding Junhui was unable to contain the overwhelming delight that was surging through every fiber of his being as the final ball went down into the pocket, securing his victory. This wonderful moment was the culmination of years of unrelenting training, sacrifices, and dedicated effort on the part of the athlete. The depth of his feelings and the profound impact of his victory at the Shanghai Masters were reflected in the tears that streamed down his cheeks as he was overcome with emotion by the grandeur of his accomplishment. Moment number 4. During 2011 World Championship, renowned snooker player John Higgins went through an emotional roller coaster. He eventually ended up winning the tournament. The unthinkable happened only a few short weeks before the competition, when he lost his cherished father. The loss had a significant impact on Higgins' heart, which in turn had an adverse effect on his performance on the green bench. Higgins entered the competition despite having a great burden on his chest because he was resolved to pay tribute to his late father through his performance. Higgins continued to fight despite the fact that each frame appeared to be a struggle between grief and determination. As the competition went on, he was able to find some measure of comfort in the presence of his family, who had shown their unwavering support by remaining by his side throughout the ordeal. Then, on that fateful day, when Higgins clinched victory and became the world champion, he was inundated with feelings as they overtook him completely. As he spoke about his late father and dedicated the victory to him, tears began to spring up in his eyes. In a touching scene, he wrapped his arms around his family, recognizing that he might find solace and fortitude in their company. That single moment of success embodied the strength that can be gained through love and perseverance. The victory that Higgins earned was more than just a sporting accomplishment. Rather, it was a symbol of the unbreakable tie that exists between family members and the ability to triumph through adversity in order to reach greatness. Moment number 5. Kieran Wilson was overcome with emotion as he celebrated reaching the final of the World Snooker Championship for the very first time. He stood at the Crucible Theatre with tears pouring down his face as he took in the moment. The range of feelings that he was experiencing within himself included relief, elation, and just a touch of astonishment. The trip had been long and difficult, but at that very moment, it was clear that it had been well worth it. The amazing encounter that had gotten Kieran to this point in his career had been a real roller coaster ride for both of them. Every frame was a fight, with the momentum shifting back and forth between him and the tough opponent he was up against. As both players displayed their prowess, dedication, and steely nerves, the atmosphere in the arena became increasingly tense. But in the end, it was Kieran who came out on top, as he was the one to sink the final black ball with the kind of pinpoint accuracy that mirrored his undivided attention to detail throughout the game. The loud acclaim from the crowd reverberated in his ears, validating the extraordinary accomplishment he had just completed. As Kieran dabbed his eyes with a tissue to dry his tears, he was acutely aware that this particular instant would remain firmly imprinted in his mind. It was a reflection of his tireless effort, unwavering commitment, and undying enthusiasm for the sport. And with his newly acquired self-assurance, he excitedly anticipated the final, prepared to leave an indelible mark on the annals of snooker's past. Moment number 8. Mark Williams etched his name into the annals of snooker history with a resounding victory at the 2018 World Championship. Thanks to an impressive display of talent and dogged persistence on his part. In the midst of the adulation and plaudits, Williams paused to think about the people who had been there for him through the ups and downs of his career, namely his wife and his coach. Williams, who was overcome with emotion, expressed his sincere gratitude to his fans for their unflinching support and acknowledged the significant part they played in rekindling his interest in the game. Tears of delight streamed down his face as he spoke. Their confidence in his abilities and unflinching support provided an unending wellspring of motivation for him, driving him to keep going even when things were at their worst in his professional life. Williams was able to keep his concentration and commitment thanks to the support of his wife, who was a tower of strength and provided an oasis of love and understanding for their family. In the meantime, his coach was relentlessly working behind the scenes to perfect his talents and fine-tune his plan, which ultimately propelled him to the peak of success once more. Mark Williams never failed to appreciate the two incredible people who played a crucial part in his miraculous return, which demonstrates that the support of loved ones may reignite the fire within oneself and inspire one to accomplish greatness. In the thick of the victory celebrations, Mark Williams never forgot to acknowledge the two extraordinary people who played an instrumental part in his remarkable comeback. Thanks for watching. Kindly like and subscribe to our channel.